Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/entitled parents. In today's episode, my entitled parents want to go to my wedding after they disowned me last year. Entitled MIL thinks she's entitled to my child. Mom mad that I called her a cab. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My entitled parents want to go to my wedding after they disowned me last year. I'll keep this brief. About 10 years ago, my family did not respond well to me growing up. I'm talking arguments over my partner, career, and place of living. I almost got kicked out before graduation and was looking for homeless shelters at 20, instead of studying like every other young person my age. We go silent for 3 years and are at very low contact. We reconnect to moderate visits, and then due to issues with my sibling in the pandemic, a housing crisis, and medical problems, I get estranged from my sibling. My sibling had a surgery and got angry I wouldn't get them groceries in person. I was so sick I was only using Instacart to keep myself safe. The riff with sibling is the second time this has happened. My parents go nuclear and discuss disownment regularly. I tell them to knock it off or we won't speak. To my understanding, I am legally and financially disowned. I got engaged last year to the partner my partners never liked. They want to gift money to control the ceremony and I tell them no. This starts another feud and they remind me I'm disowned. I go no contact. My parents occasionally reach out desperately wanting to go to my wedding. They are not invited and we are too much on the rocks for me to entertain it. But also, why do they need to go if I'm disowned? Sounds like they hope disowning you was a tactic to have you crawl back at their feet. Since you're very capable and strong, you didn't, and now they're upset they can't even make you need their money for your wedding. If you had needed their money, they would have had control over your life, as payment for that debt. So they'd have been entitled to conversations with you, or they would have criticized every single thing you do. Yeah, these folks don't sound entitled. They sound abusive. Vlad OP is disowned. I wouldn't want to keep parents like that. Heck, I didn't. He'll take the money and laugh in their faces. My mom learned a long time ago how pointless it is to try that "well, you owe me" bullshit. We want to gift you this money for your wedding, to have a say in it. No, thanks. Well, you're disowned anyway. Wow, they must be fun to be around. OP, please take the above suggestion and arrange passwords with all your venues that only you and your partner know. I have seen so many of these types of stories, and with malicious sabotage through vendor tampering and the couple being saved by having a password in place. Also, higher security for the day. You don't want friends/relatives doing that for you. They don't in the FSCT that they keep reminding you is just all the more reason you do not need or want them in your life, only to hear them say it again if you disagree with them will stir on. Parents who hang inheritance over their kids' head to control them are toxic people who prove how much they never should have been parents to begin with. Whose opinion of them do your parents care about? Certainly not yours. I'm guessing the why about their desperation is they will feel shamed in front of people whose opinion they do care about, by not being invited to their child's wedding. I doubt anyone outside of your immediate family knows about your being disowned, because it would make them look bad, not you. You are not responsible for their optics problem, they are. Future grandchildren could be a reason, or the thought of people knowing they were not included in your wedding may look bad on them. I'm a little young, but I'd be happy to sit in as your parents, if it's in a place we can get to. I'll drag my partner along in appropriate clothing too, so you can have 2 people in those seats. We'll smile and cheer, give hugs and cheek kisses, and be completely drama-free. Just happy people proud of their similarly aged, not a child. We're in our low 30s. My parents did this for one of my dad's grad students who had toxic parents, and I will always offer my services as stand-in parents for weddings. It left a big impression on me and the married couple. So if you want those seats filled with happy drama-free people and I can reasonably get there, Or ask another adult in your life, a mentor you are close to, close friend, person you see all the time at the coffee shop, etc. They'll probably say yes, smiling face. Entitled MIL thinks she's entitled to my child. TW, mention of miscarriage. A little backstory, my MIL used to babysit my child, too, when I had to go into the office to work. Typically this was one day a week or less. In May she physically attacked my minor SAL and slapped her in the face. Thankfully my child was not present that day. We, obviously, will no longer allow her to babysit our child. We don't feel it's safe. We will still bring our child around as long as we're present to supervise. We typically go to their house once a week for a meal and stay for a few hours to spend time with them. We also told MIL if she wants to be eligible to babysit ever again, she needs to go to counseling/therapy and show consistent improvement in her behavior. She refused to go to counseling or therapy or receive any kind of help. We refused to let her babysit, that's that. I got pregnant end of May and found out beginning of July I had a miscarriage. This past weekend we all attended a family wedding. My FIL suggested my husband dance with his mom since we didn't have a mother/son or father/daughter dance at our wedding 5 years ago. Husband asks her to dance and she complains about not having a mother-son dance. At the end of the dance she starts crying and says that us not allowing her to babysit is putting her through the same emotional pain that we are experiencing from my miscarriage. My husband responded by saying, "You can still work on that and we still love you." He tried to placate her since they were in the middle of the dance floor at a wedding so she wouldn't make a bigger scene. In the moment he also didn't fully process what she had said. Since she said this, we are both very hurt and angry and don't even really want to communicate with them at all at the moment. She is literally trying to use the death of our unborn child to manipulate us into letting her babysit again without doing any work to resolve her issues. I can't believe she thinks she's entitled to watching my child after everything she's done. That is absolutely abhorrent. I'm so sorry. Please stop allowing her around your child. She's physically, emotionally, and likely verbally abusive. Stop exposing yourself and your child to that. Stop spending time with her until she gets therapy. Sorry for your loss. My deepest sympathies for your loss. Your MIL is a horrible person. The pain she feels, however she wants to play it up for the most sympathy she can get, is entirely within her control to fix. The pain you feel? There's nothing you can do with that except for wait for enough time to pass to take the sting out of it so it doesn't hurt so much. I had a miscarriage 20 years ago. No, I don't still pine for the child that might have been, but when I think about the stupid things people said when I miscarried, I still get angry. When I think about the emotional and physical pain I went through, when I talk about it, sometimes I still get upset and cry. But most of the time I don't. The pain gets less and less, but the thing is, there is nothing in the world you can do to get that baby back, and your MIL. Your GDMIL. Is all wah-wah, poor me when she can solve her problem by going to therapy and doing work on herself, which is something you would do in a heartbeat if it could magically undo your miscarriage. Your MIL is a real piece of crap. First of all, sorry for your loss. I can't imagine the pain it must be to suffer a miscarriage. Second of all, your MIL is, to put it bluntly, disgusting. She has no right to manipulate you using your miscarriage as an excuse to let her babysit. And, no matter how much she denies it, she needs therapy. You must hold firm and protect your child. Since your MIL beats her own child, it's only a matter of time she'll beat yours. Your child deserves better. Don't ever back down. Mom mad that I called her a cab. Am I the a-hole here? My mom needs a ride to the airport on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. She lives about 25 away from me in one direction and then the airport is another 25 minutes from my house in the opposite direction. If I were to drive her, the total trip would be 1.5 hours for me. On the other hand, it would be about a $45 cab from her place to the airport. My mom has helped me out a lot with stuff like this over the years, so of course I want to help her and repay the ride she's given me. However, I work a full-time job and look forward to sleeping in Sunday, and I have a party the night before. To me, it's well worth the $45 cab. I had initially agreed to give her a ride to the airport, but then thought about it more and decided to schedule a cab and put it on my credit card. When I told her this, she got mad and told me to cancel passively aggressively. Am I missing something here? Is she being entitled or am I being rude? I really can't figure out what I did wrong here. You are NTA. You're doing her a great courtesy by paying for the cab. But Her Royal Highness expected her loyal subject to willingly and gratefully comply with her wishes, which was that you take her to the airport. In her mind, you cheated. This wasn't about you getting her to the airport safely. It was about her getting you to do what she wanted you to do. NTA. It wasn't about the ride. It was about putting forth the effort and time. However, I don't know the dynamic you have with your mom. If was going to be a time to talk and reminisce, YTA. If you were avoiding being lectured and chastised. A time to talk and reminisce is not 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and it is weird to ask/expect that from someone. Info: what is the relationship like with your mother? I take my children to the airport all the time because I want to be with them, but I wouldn't expect them to go out of their way for me, but that's just me. You're not wrong, but I'm not surprised she's not happy. She's looking forward to spending that time with you, but to her it looks like you are trying to avoid it. It's not so much about getting her to the airport, but that she sees you are prioritizing sleeping in over a little mom/son time. I don't think this is true, one, because I had dinner with her and hung at her place all Thursday night. 2. I'm meeting her next week in the same city she is flying to for a family reunion. What if mom were to Uber to Opie's, then Opie could drive her the rest of the way to the airport? Knowing she's worked all week and is going to be at a party the night before, I wouldn't ask my daughter to drive me to the airport. She's tired from work and may have had a few drinks at the party, so I wouldn't think she'd be in the best shape. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.